when you're the group you're dealing with, we end up getting stuck in court whole day.
Yes,
We don't
yes,
get our breaks to go and get ourselves water. So
yes.
we have, say, 3 to 4 glasses in the morning, maybe, and
Mhm.
later in the afternoon, maybe another glass, and later in the evening, another 3 to 4 glasses. We can get it. It's not like we
Okay.
can't do that. It is there. That's
That's where I'm coming. Exactly, that's my point, because I have quite a few lawyers and judges as my clients, and I know how much water they are taking per day. So it's not going to help you really. You are at court, you are having your sessions, I agree, but at least speak with your officials and try to get some breaks in between to sip some water. Because if you are not going to take enough amount of water, your brain is not going to function to the fullest. You're going to have issues with that, and it might lead to kidney stone or even diabetes for that matter. Your water intake reduces your blood sugar level to a certain extent. So keep yourself always hydrated. You should take at least 2.5 liters to 3 liters a day. And gulping the water, like, yeah, Ilakna said 2 to 3 liters a day. So gulping everything at one go, it's not going to help you. So you have to keep sipping your water throughout the day and ensure you're having at least 2.5 to 3 liters per day. The reason being, because your body is made up of 71 percentage of water, and muscles are made up of water. Like 72 percentage is from water. So water is the one which is going to help you in transporting the glucose throughout the body, and taking out the waste, metabolic waste out of the body. Like it excretes, it helps in excretion process. So taking out the waste. So all those work is done by water. If you are going to save the water for the planet, then definitely your health is going to go for a toss. Okay, so let's save water, but not by stopping to drink. Okay, so ensure you're taking at least 2.5 liters to 3 liters of water per day, especially when people are working out. So if you're doing any walking or yoga or gym or any workout, now you can't do gym, but any other form of workout if you're doing, so you have to take at least 500 ml of fluid for 1 hour of workout. So that's how it goes. So do you people take that much of water? Do you guys work out? That's the first question I should ask, I think. Do you guys take time to work out?
we try to, and besides, running between courts is our main workout. But otherwise, yes.
Yeah, I agree with you, but we have to put our mind and soul and try to allocate at least 1 hour out of the 24 hours we get. You guys are working too much for the community, for the society, but at least spare 1 hour for your own health. That's what I would request from you guys. Okay. Yeah. So application of diet for wellness. Okay, so how can you apply the diet in maintaining your health? First thing, if you're going to have a proper balanced diet, I'll be speaking about what to eat. If you're going to have the proper one, you're going to maintain your weight. So if you are underweight, then you're going to come to your ideal body weight. If you are in the excess category, then you will eventually drop your fat percentage and come to the normal weight. Then the next one is preventing medical risks. For example, your diabetes. If you're going to have timely meals, definitely you can control your blood sugar level. I have seen it with my clients whose HbA1c was 9.7, 9.8 in the beginning, and in about 1.5 months, their HbA1c comes back to 7 and 5 later. So you can definitely control your diabetes. It's not that we can't live without medicines or we can't reverse back. We can definitely change, but you have to change a slight thing in your diet. Have timely meals. The short frequent meals are going to help. Short frequent meals means every 2 hours once try to have something, your dry fruits, your nuts, your glass of milk or a fruit or a juice or some dry fruits. Those things are definitely going to help. I understand you people will be stuck with the court, but now I think is the court back, like as it resumes, ma'am? Like, are you people working from home or back to court?
Court is not working.
It's not.
Okay, so I know you guys are having webinars back to back, but try to have utilize this time and have timely meals. Like every 2 hours once, have something short. Okay, yeah. So including your blood pressure levels. I know you guys are dealing with a lot of people, lot of stress in your mind, but and a lot of blood pressure. So if you're going to have your meals correctly with good amount of water intake, then your blood pressure is going to come back to normal. So you don't have to take your medicines regularly and have health effects of that. Okay, then boosting up your metabolism. If you are going to have the timely meals, automatically your body's metabolism will increase, which means even if I'm going to give you one bowl full of biryani, you will be able to digest it within a short span, which means your metabolism is high, your body temperature is gonna be high, so you will not have excess weight problem and all. Okay, then yeah, keeps you energetic. from the beginning of your day till the end of your day, you have to keep yourself energetic, right? So if your diet is going to be perfect, then your energy levels will also be perfect. You will not feel lethargic, you will not feel like left out and very tired at the end of the day. Yeah. Next, at workplace, what can you do? There are small pointers which you can do, like having small frequent meals. Like I said, you can have the snacks in between. Then checking your portion control. Why I'm insisting on small frequent meal is, if you're going to have your breakfast and immediately, I mean the next meal, if it's going to be your lunch, then you might end up having a huge lunch. Just not going to help you. Your body is going to work like a camel, and it's going to think that this person is going to give me meals only after a long time. This person is going to put me on starvation mode. So what will your body do? It will work like a camel and store all the fats. Okay, so what will happen? You are anyways going to have the next meal, and if your body is going to work like a camel and keep storing the fat, then eventually you will land up having high cholesterol or high blood sugar level or excess fat, obesity. All those issues are going to happen. So it's better you have the small frequent meals often, like 2 hours once.
Here I have a small interruption.
Yes.
Of late, intermittent fasting has become a very popular means adopted by people for losing weight.
Okay.
Which means they do have these 16-hour fasts and 14-hour fasts. So that's exactly opposite to what we believed on small frequent meals. How does it work?
Okay, so intermittent fasting is like a fast growing thing which everybody wants to try if they are thinking about weight loss. It is a good thing, yes, if your blood sugar levels are normal, if your renal profile, your liver profiles are all normal. Nobody knows if everything is correct for everybody. So blindly we can't start a intermittent fasting without taking our blood sugar level and your blood test basically. So only with the guidance of a dietitian you can do an intermittent fasting. Yes, I understand it is going to give you quick results, but not on a longer run. Once you switch back to normal diet, their chances of regaining the weight double the time is more. So we have to be careful on that front. And dropping in blood sugar level, getting into hypoglycemic mode is also there. That is even more dangerous than being obese. So you might go unconscious also. So you have to be very careful, especially when you're on your insulin or your diabetes medication. You should be very, very careful on that front. So considering your medical condition, your medical symptoms and your blood test only, you're supposed to start with the intermittent fasting. It is surely going to give you results, but not going to help you on the long run is what I would say.
Thank you.
Yeah. So there are other diets also, the fancy ones like keto diet, paleo diet, where people are going fancy on it, like taking high protein intake and reducing the carb intake. It's not going to help, because when you're increasing your protein intake to a larger extent, it's going to put overload on your kidney. Right. So when your kidney is overloaded, already you're not taking enough amount of water. Most of the people are saving water for the planet. So in that case, your grinder, the kidney, is not going to get enough water to grind everything and push it out. In that case, what happens? It's an overload on the kidney, and eventually you're going to land upon a renal failure. Okay. Initially, all these diets, fancy ones, will show you results. Definitely, you will see about 3 to 4 kilos in 1 or 2 weeks. But on a long run, your blood parameters are going to go for a toss. So I would suggest go with a balanced diet, and that will definitely take you to good results. Yeah. So yeah. So proceeding, carry nuts and dry fruits from home. Yes. So whenever you're going out, please try to take some nuts and dry fruits along with you. Just a small packet. When your judge is turning this side, just try to gulp 2 dry fruits and few nuts in your mouth, and that's going to help you. And if you are the judge, yeah.
Sorry. No, madam, that is completely impermissible. Sorry. Completely impermissible. We will probably, one thing, and then we will lose half a dozen cases thereafter. It is actually, not, that's not good. You're not even supposed to chew some gum or something like that. Juniors to be extremely careful.
Yes.
Never
I was just
come with the coat with all the chewing gum and all that. When they sit, they sit tight. That's all.
Okay.
You can go out, have something and come back, but not
definitely. When you're moving from your car to court, there is a gap where you tend to walk. At that time, can you grab something? Yeah, that can be done.
No, madam. Even between 10:30 and 1 o'clock, you said is perfectly right. We should have something, but it's not inside the court. Walk out, maybe have a few minutes, have something, come back and sit inside.
Okay, so
inside the court, whether
as it is, it's a very common practice for everybody to go out for coffee in between. So I think that's the time you can just grab something more to eat.
Definitely, definitely, because coffee is not going to help your body. You might say it's going to alert your brain and keep you awake for the rest of the session, but it's not going to help you because caffeine is kind of an addiction to your body. Instead, have a glass of milk. That is perfectly fine. If you're getting a good quality milk in court, please go ahead with a cup of milk. Sorry?
We have oven in court.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine. I'm not getting into oven and other stuffs about oven. But if you're getting good quality milk, instead of going for a coffee or tea, it's always advisable to have a glass of milk. And just take some dry fruits. Definitely, there is nothing like we can't do it. There is some time where instead of doing a wrong thing at that time, instead of having a bhaji or bonda or a cup of coffee at that time, you can invest your time on doing something healthy. Okay, so definitely once you try it, you will be able to do it. Okay, so just give it a try. Trust me and just give it a try. Okay, yeah. So choosing healthier options when dining out. Yeah, I think I missed a point. Yeah, having 2 servings of fruit per day. Just try to have 1 serving of fruit before lunch and 1 before lunch as in the mid morning time where you will be busy in the court. Maybe at your 10:30 break you can have it, and after your lunch, like say around 3 o'clock or whenever you find a break, try to have 1 more serving of fruit. I know it's going to be difficult, but just try for 1 week and see if you can make it. Okay, yeah. So choosing healthier option when you dine out. Do you get time to dine out with your family for a dinner or maybe lunch? Occasionally, yes. So when you're going out that way, try to opt for healthier options. Like instead of going for a deep fried chicken or a deep fried paneer, go for some grilled option or baked or tandoor types, which has lesser amount of oil content in it. And you can go for some complete combo. Like instead of going for a full biryani types, you can go for a pulao types with some chicken curry. So curry is comparatively better. Yeah. So I'm switching to the next slide. Yes.
Ma'am, a small question. Ma'am,
yes,
a small question. See, in fact, the tendency of us for to take fruits only after dinner or after breakfast. Whether the fruit should be taken prior to that or after that, which is a very confusing position. Still, we find it.
Yes, sir. That's a good question. Most of the people tend to have 1 banana or 1 apple just before going to bed after having their dinner. That is not going to help because the digestion time of your food and your fruit is completely different. So you have to finish your fruit before 6 o'clock in the day and not after 6 p.m. in the evening because it also hinders your sleep. Already people are stressed and they are not getting enough sleep. They are rolling on the bed or watching their phone. More than that, just like adding on, you shouldn't have your fruit in the late evening. Always complete your fruit before 6 o'clock, and it is not at all advisable to club your fruit with your meal, especially your dinner.
Thank you.
Did I answer your question, sir?
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, yeah. So shall we proceed?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay. So the myths and fact. The first question: low carb diet helps in weight loss. Has anybody tried this? If yes, please put up your hand. Please agree. Low carb diet.
Carb maybe a little. Not
okay.
Seriously, but yeah, not bad. I've done a different diet long back which worked.
Oh, okay. Maybe we'll discuss one-on-one on that. Yeah. Okay. So low carb diet, yes, it does show you good results to some extent, but not entirely, because your brain cells function on the sugar, the glucose what you give to your brain. So you have to give at least 50% of carbohydrates to your body. For example, if you are taking 1,500 kilocalorie meal per day, out of which your 50% of the total calories should come from carbohydrates. If you reduce on that, you might be having a wavering mind, sluggishness, you might not be able to concentrate well, the focus and attention will reduce. So it's always better to stay focused and stick to a balanced diet. The next one, yes, we discussed about the keto and paleo diet. It will show you results, but not on a longer run. Your blood parameters might go for a toss. So consult with your dietitian before doing any such gymnastic diets. Okay, yeah. Does chapati help in weight loss? I think most of the people believe in this and they do try, but I would say the carbohydrates or the sugar content in rice is almost similar to chapati. So instead of substituting your rice, white rice with chapati, you can go for a brown rice, which is even more healthier option, which has more of B complex in it and fiber in it. Chapati, yes, good. Instead of having one bowl full of rice, if you are going to have only 2 small chapatis, that is okay. But our people, what they do is they'll have 5 to 6 chapatis. That is not going to help you, okay? And main concept is people will have to chew chapati unlike rice. So they might get tired and they might stop with 2 or 3 chapatis. That is the concept of a dietitian giving a chapati. But our people, they are even more stronger. Their teeth are good and they tend to take 5 to 6. So it's not going to help you in weight loss. Especially when people are having gluten sensitivity. Then chapati is not a go-to option because you might have gut issues, discomforts in the stomach. You might not really have noticed the issues, the symptoms, whatever you're facing. But once you give a break for the gluten and then get back, you will definitely see the results. I mean, the changes. Okay, so we also have a thing called gene test where you will be able to find out whether you have gluten sensitivity or not and lactose sensitivity. We'll discuss about it later. Okay, yeah. Do nuts make you fat? Yes or no?
They're supposed to, yes is what they say.
No.
Okay. So I'm getting to hear both yes and no. The thing about nuts is it is definitely healthy. It has got a lot of omega-3 in it and other nutrients like your zinc, your magnesium and potassium in your nuts and seeds. But you have to stick to your quantity. For anything and everything, stick to the quantity. If you're taking your badam, the right time to take the badam is as soon as you wake up in the morning. But stick to 5 numbers. But our people, badam alwa, cashew alwa, no, that's not going to help you. Just 5 badams per day is going to help you and you have to have it in the early morning, empty stomach. If you take pistas, wow, yummy pistas, they are salted and very nice, but it's not going to help you. So you have to go for the unsalted ones and stick to 10 per day. So I was speaking about the mid-morning and mid-afternoon snack, right? So at that time, you can have 10 pistas and definitely not more than that, and unsalted pista only. Okay. The next one, walnut. Walnuts, yes, it looks like brain. It's going to trigger your brain function. You're going to perform well. All that is true, yes. But stick to 1 walnut per day and definitely not more than that. Just 1, just 2 halves. If you're going to have more than that, yes, you can happily gain your weight. Okay, so the best time to take your walnut is just before going to bed. Walnut has got nutrients like the tryptophan, the amino acid, which is going to help you in calming down the nerves and it improves your sleep quality. So just have 1 walnut at bedtime and go to bed. Your sleep will be awesome. If you're having sleep issues and all, try it. It's going to help you. Next is it necessary to skip meals in order to lose weight? Few people do that. If they have some eating disorders and all, they think if they skip the meals, they'll be able to perform better. No, that's not going to work because the next meal is going to be huger and you're going to work like a camel and store on excess fat in your body. You can try detox diet instead. So detox diet is basically like having fruits and salads for the entire day. So your salad must also have the protein source like your sprouts or chana or dal. So that kind of detox diet is going to help in breaking the plateau. If you have eat your plateau or if you're having too much of fat in your body, it's going to help you. Instead of skipping meals, go for detox diet weekly once. That's going to help. Okay. Yeah. So do you have any myths in mind which you want to get clarified, or shall we discuss anything, ma'am? Or sir, anybody?
One is about this gluten sensitivity. I found going off chapatis and did help in a big way in building my immunity. I simply tried it many years ago. When I tried it, it worked. Of course, it's not practical because when you're traveling and all that, but it made a big difference to immunity and overall health.
Definitely. Then you might be gluten intolerant. So going away from gluten would have definitely helped you. So yeah. So any other myths?
I had a drastic weight loss when I tried it strictly. It
Very good. Yes. So I think you'll have to go back to your gluten-free diet to see good results. But actually, you're looking young, so you don't have to try it. Yeah.
What about dried fig? Somebody is asking.
What about dried fig?
Fig, yeah. Sundareshwar wants to know.
Yes, dried fig is perfectly good. It's healthy. It has good amount of fiber in it and the nutrients like your iron, your folic acid. But stick to the quantity. Stick to 2 per day and not more than that. Okay, especially when you are having your high blood sugar level, stick to 2 and definitely not more than 2. If your kids are into sports or if they are actively involving themselves in gym or something, they can have 4 numbers also. Not an issue. Okay, yeah. So
What about dates?
dates, yes, 2 numbers. How's your blood sugar level, sir? If I can ask in this boredom.
Normal blood sugar.
No, my
Okay, no.
no, I don't have sugar. Someone else wanted to know this.
Oh, okay, okay. I'm so sorry. Yeah. Okay. So you can
And
have
also
2
about
days.
green tea.
Green tea, yes, it is perfectly fine. You can have 2 cups of green tea per day. It's going to help in bringing down your blood sugar level and improving your metabolism. So you can definitely have 2 cups, but not more than 2 cups because it is going to erode the mucus lining in your intestine. So your intestine might lose the greasiness and it becomes very dry. So the chances of getting into ulcer, developing some irritable bowel syndrome types are more. So stick to 2 cups. And how do you make it? That also matters. Not like boiling the green tea leaves for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, making it very bitter and making it unpalatable and having. That's not the right way. Just boil water, switch off the stove, and then add the green tea leaves or the tea bag. Leave it for 5 minutes, strain it, and have. Do not boil the leaves at all. That's not going to help. It's going to kill the antioxidants in the green tea. Okay. So, any doubts or shall we proceed?
Please proceed.
Okay, yeah. What do you carry more, the fat or muscle? What do you guys carry more? What do you think? Okay, only when
More
you do a
files.
body assessment. Sorry?
More of bundles and bundles.
Okay, so only when you do a proper body assessment, we'll be able to find out how much fat you carry, how much muscle you carry. But generally, people, when they are looking fluffy and then when they are not looking muscular, they carry more of fat. If you look at this picture, both are 1 pound only. It's just 1 pound of fat this side and 1 pound of muscle. But when you look at it, the fat looks bulkier. So when you look at a woman who is carrying 60 kilos of muscle and a woman who is more of fat, they'll look completely different. The woman with more of fat will look very bulged up and she'll be like a pillow. Even male, not only women, even men for that matter, if they're carrying more of fat, they look like a pillow. If they are muscular, even when they are carrying more of weight, like 80 kilo or 90 kilo, when you look at our sports people, nobody is lesser than 70 kilos and all. They are very muscular. So where they are looking thin but muscular. They carry enough amount of weight. So it's always better to carry more of muscle percentage and less of fat percentage. So how do we drop fat percentage? There's a secret. I'm just going to share the secret with you, how to drop the fat percentage. So in this graph, if you look at it, the red color part is the fat and the yellow color one is the carbohydrates. So when you compare it with the high intensity activity like your running or your basketball, throw ball, your cycling, your walking and jogging is helping you to burn more of fat. Do you believe that?
Okay.
So when compared to your strength training, your gym, your other high intensity activity, walking and jogging is going to bring about more of fat loss. But you have to stay focused and do your walking for at least 1 hour, 1 complete hour. Because for the first 20 minutes, your body is going to utilize only the carbohydrates for energy. Only after 20 minutes, fat is going to come into action. Okay, so if you are splitting like half an hour in the morning, half an hour in the evening, make it 1 hour and do at a stretch so that you see good results. Do you people get time to work out again? Yeah, do you? Yes.
Yes.
Yes, at times, yes. Okay, so ensure you are spending at least 1 hour in your 24 hours for your health. Okay, only then you can take care of the society, your family, and others. So please, yeah. Exercise intensity. Again, this is again one shortcut method to find out where you stand. Okay, so maximum heart rate. How do you calculate it? You have to minus your age from 220. Say your age is 20. Okay, so I think nobody would be in 20, but still it's easy for me to calculate. Yeah, so 220 minus, if your age is 20, minus it. 220 minus 20 is 200. Okay, so that is your maximum heart rate. Okay, so out of this 200, how many percentage you achieve? when you're working out. So how do you measure this is, you have to touch your vein. Okay, just touch your pulse and count for 1 minute, like how many times it goes. Or you can even touch here and count how many times it's beating for 1 minute and see the percentage. If you are looking for weight management, then you have to reach 60 to 70% of it. I'm bad in math, so if somebody could help me, what is 60% of 200?
Swaminathan will tell you.
120.
Okay, perfect. So if you're perfect. Okay, so if your heart rate is going to be 120, then you are in the weight management zone. Okay, so if you want to drop your weight, or if you want to like drop the fat percentage, you have to increase it even more, like 70% of 200.
140.
Yes, so your heart rate should be 140, which is your aerobic zone. You will be able to gulp in more of oxygen, and it will help in burning more of fat. Okay, so anaerobic range zone, I think this is not required for us. This is especially for the people who are into too much of sport, endurance exercise, so that kind of people. So if any of you are doing that, you can reach it to 80 to 100%. But ensure you're not getting any heart issues. You shouldn't be having any cardiovascular problem to reach that zone. Okay, so it's always healthy to maintain 50 to 70%. Okay, yeah. So any doubts in this exercise intensity?
No.
No. Okay. Yeah. Next, workout nutrition. Yes, we are going to drop the fat. We know how to drop, so how much our heart rate should be. What to eat? Now we are going to discuss about that. What should we eat before the workout and during and post workout? Somebody can ask me, like, should we really eat before workout? Yes, because your body needs glycogen stores. So you have to give your body carbohydrates before your workout. Half an hour before the session starts, like you're walking or yoga or whatever it is, try to have 2 dry fruits, or if your intensity is going to be high, you can have 2 bread slices, or you can have a fruit. Some fruit juice is also okay. If you're not into diabetic range, you can have a thick fruit juice. That is also okay. This will be your pre-workout meal, which has to happen 30 minutes before the workout. Then during workouts, if you are doing the workout before 4 o'clock in the evening, you can have green tea during the workout. Just keep sipping the green tea during your workout so that you burn more of fat. This is a tip again. So if you are working out, have the green tea. This helps in faster results. Okay. Yeah, so if not green tea, you can have your lemon water or plain water. You can add some chia seeds to it just to keep yourself hydrated. It has also a good amount of omega-3 content in it, which will help you. Okay, yeah. So if not, coconut water is also healthy. It has got good amount of electrolytes in it. So while sweating, you're dropping. You're losing out on your electrolytes. So balance it with good amount of fluid intake. So for 1 hour of workout, take 500 ml of fluid. And regarding green tea, no green tea after 4 o'clock, because it is going to affect your sleep pattern. So it's better to keep the green tea before 4 o'clock in the evening and not after 4 o'clock. Yeah. Then post workout, definitely within 10 minutes of your workout, you have to take some protein and carbohydrate combination, which should be in the ratio 4:1. So you can have a combination of like a bread omelette, the bread, brown bread or multigrain bread, which has carbohydrate, and an omelette which has protein in it. Or you can have a fruit smoothie, fruit plus curd and milk combination, or a cup of yogurt with some dry fruits. So these things can be had. And if you are too much into workout, maybe you can check with your dietitian and go for the whey protein or something healthy. But I would always prefer you to go with the natural sources. Okay, so any doubts with workout nutrition?
Okay.
No? Oh.
Before walking, we just take a glass of water and then go for a walking. Is it sufficient or
no,
still
it's not sufficient, because you have to take at least 2 dry fruits before the walking. You have to take some carbohydrates. You are burning energy when you are doing workout. So your body has to have the carbohydrates. If not, it is going to take the energy from the protein, which is your muscle. So nobody will want to do walking to drop protein, drop muscle, right? So if you don't want to drop muscle and if you want to gain muscle, then have the carbohydrate before workout and protein after workout.
Thank you.
Okay.
What about having black coffee with sugar before workout? That's not good enough?
With sugar, again, it's going to add carbohydrates. Excess carbohydrates are going to get stored in the form of fat in your body. Black coffee, yes, you can have like say 10 minutes before the workout, but you should be a fast metabolizer of the coffee. In that case, yes, it's gonna help. If not, if you are a slow metabolizer of coffee, it's not going to help. It's not advisable. Instead, have the dry fruit or the fruit and have your green tea in between. Okay, yes. My plate. How should my plate look like? Okay, so it should have 5 main ingredients. The first one is carbohydrate. This is like a law of nutrition. So please listen to me. First one is carbohydrate. It can either come from your chapati or brown rice or your millets. This is carbohydrates. Second one is protein. It can either come from your dal or protein or not. I mean your paneer or non-veg or your egg or some protein source. Rajma curry, channa curry or sambar, anything. Third is vegetable poriyal. Either your carrot poriyal or beetroot or cauliflower, greens, any vegetable poriyal has to be there. Poriyal or in putu form. Fourth one is curd. Okay, so every day in your along with your lunch, you should have a cup of curd. Do you guys do that? Do people have it? Every day? Every day?
Yeah.
Very good. That's a good habit. Please keep up and follow it. So people, those who are not having, just try to incorporate 1 cup of curd in your diet. And fifth thing is your salad. Any raw vegetable, may it be a cucumber or carrot or tomato or beetroot, cabbage, any raw vegetable, just a katori full. If you see the katori, this is the size of 100 grams. Okay, so these 5 things has to be there in your lunch for sure, and again in your dinner. In dinner, you have to avoid rice. Instead, you can have chapati or idli or dosa, something like that. Okay, so any doubts with my plate? No? Okay.
What would you recommend between taking supplements or natural food like channa vegetable and so on for muscle fat gain? Somebody has asked.
Okay, I would definitely suggest natural food source, but if you're looking for quicker results, the shortcut ones, that would be your whey protein or other supplements. But definitely you have to go through your blood parameters before stepping into any supplement. For example, if your creatinine level is going to be high, or if your uric acid is going to be high, or if you have any renal issues, if you are going to take a whey protein powder or any protein supplement, all these parameters will go for a toss again, and you might end up having even more bad effects. So it's better to consult, take your blood test, and then start with any supplement.
Should somebody have curd for dinner also?
Yes, curd, a cup of curd at dinner also, it's going to help. Do not refrigerate the curd, make it fresh. Take a glass of milk, put a little bit of curd in it in the morning and have it for lunch. Well, washing your hands at lunch, take 1 more glass of milk, put some curd and keep for dinner. Do not refrigerate the curd, have it fresh. You can have it at dinner, definitely you will not catch cold. And people with wheezing, you have to be careful at night.
Okay. Wheezing, is it?
Yeah, but it
They
triggers.
should have or they should not have?
They should not have. They should not have at dinner because it triggers. Banana.
That's why I
and
asked that
curd.
question.
Yeah, banana and curd at dinner triggers.
Yeah.
Wheezing.
Okay.
For sinusitis people and wheezing people, if they have curd in the night, they start sneezing a lot during sleep also.
Correct. Sinus, yes, to some extent, yes, but wheezing people should definitely avoid it. Sinus people, maybe like 2 spoons will help. If they are not going to refrigerate it, it helps.
And which is the food to increase calcium in our body? Vijay Kumar wants to know.
Okay, calcium, yes, whatever is in the color of calcium, like your milk, your curd. If you're a non-vegetarian, then your crabs, your prawns, and your ragi. And ragi again, yes, millets I was speaking about. If you have thyroid issues, it's better to stay out of millet. If not, you're going to trigger your thyroid hormones again. Okay, so yeah, calcium sources. Yes,
and whether you should have banana or go after lunch.
Okay, so no combining fruit with any meal. May it be banana or orange, don't club it with any meal. Give a gap of about 1 hour to 1.5 hours and you can have any fruit. If you are looking for weight loss, then you have to be careful on bananas. You can have 1 to 2 bananas per week, but orange you can have every day also, not an issue. Especially
What
during
about Goa?
Goa, yes, you can have.
What about mangoes? This is a season. It's traditionally had with food.
I was expecting this question. Okay, so mangoes actually currently it's not tasting good. I don't know because of COVID issue or what. It's not really good.
I've
It's
got some
not
very
fully
nice
ripened.
organic mangoes from
Uh-huh.
people. That's good.
Is it good?
Good, excellent.
Okay, I always have fruits from my trees. I have a garden and I pick most of the fruits from my tree. So I was trying to get it from outside, the bigger ones, but it was not tasty. Mangoes, yes, you can have weekly twice. Being seasoned, yes, if you don't have sugar issues, then you can have weekly thrice. But ensure you are having only 100 grams, which means 6 to 8 ice cube size pieces. Not more than that.
And this is my question
Yes,
on my plate,
yes.
referring to chapati, and when you refer to rice, you kept on saying brown rice, but we
Yes.
brown rice.
Sorry?
Chapati is brown for us. I mean, at least for me. How does it?
No, your voice is breaking, sir. I didn't get it. Brown
I'm
rice?
sorry. No, you were saying my plate.
Yeah.
You were referring to by saying chapati or brown rice or millet.
Correct.
We have only white rice. So how does that fit into the plate, and how does my plate make up for that?
Okay. So it's always better to substitute your white rice with brown rice. It is available in the market. If you don't want to go for brown rice, go for hand pound rice. Hand pound rice is there in our tradition and it's there in the supermarket also. So you can go for hand pound rice, which is just the unpolished ones. Okay, that is healthier.
Okay, then somebody wants to know, most of the persons have vitamin D deficiency and thyroid problem, which make them absorb vitamins and minerals. What should be done in these circumstances? Whether RO water will ruin the strength of the bone.
Is it like two questions, two separate questions, or one question?
No, the question is whether RO water is good or bad. I think that's what the participant wants to ask.
In my in-laws house, even we drink RO water. So it's not really, like, I wouldn't say it's unhealthy because it's coming from our land. So when compared to the mineral water, we can trust RO water, not an issue. We don't know what chemicals the mineral water guys add, so it's better to go with the RO water, no problem.
And madam, I think you have been proceeding on the premise that all of us are overweight and how to reduce weight. There is a participant who wants to know how to gain weight. We do have some people who are very smart and
Okay. Yeah, definitely you can gain weight, but whatever weight you're gaining should be the muscle weight and not the fat weight. Okay, so how will you gain muscle weight? Include protein in your breakfast, lunch, dinner. In all your meals, you should have protein, and the quantity what you eat should be more. Okay, so more has in you, it is not like having 1.5 biryanis. It's like having all the nutrients in each and every meal. So
yeah, sure.
if you want better guidance and if you want a customized chart for yourself, you can connect with me one-on-one and I'll be able to help you with it.
Fine.
Yeah. So any more questions in the chat list, sir?
No, I have to allow the speaker to proceed in our own way and not to ask any judges.
No. This is actually making the session.
You proceed, madam. No problem.
No. This is actually making the session interactive and fine. Instead of just going through and reading things, this is better. Yeah. So regular intervals. This is the interval with which you have to have your meal. As soon as you wake up, you have to have something like a glass of water at least, or a glass of lemon water with a pinch of cinnamon powder in it, which is going to help in improving your metabolism. Then your breakfast should also have protein. So if you're having idli or dosa, it already has some protein. So along with it, some sambar, that is going to help. If you're going to have like a cornflakes or a bread slices, some fancy meal, you can add like a glass of milk or just 2 egg whites. That is going to add protein to the meal. Mid-morning, have a fruit or some dry fruits. Then lunch, as I already told you, the 5 important things that has to happen. Then your mid-afternoon snack, which is your dry fruits or your fruit again. Then evening, you can have a cup of sundal, like your chana or rajma or lobia or sweet corn. Those things can be had in the evening. And dinner, again, the 5 things which I discussed, but better to avoid rice at dinner. At bedtime, it is always advisable to end your day with a glass of milk with a pinch of pepper and turmeric powder. This is going to boost immunity, and it's also going to make your nerves cool down, and you're going to have a good sleep. Okay, so just try it, and you're going to have a peaceful night today. Okay, it helps in improving your metabolism and controlling your weight. Yeah. So, superfoods to boost your immunity. These are the general things which came to my mind. So your orange and amla, which is a good source of vitamin C, which is going to improve your immunity. So you can stay away from COVID if you're going to have orange and amla every day. I would say, instead of saying 1 apple a day keeps doctor away, I can say 1 amla a day keeps doctor always away. So not only COVID, always try to have 1 amla every day. It has many health benefits. Okay. Then turmeric. I think I'm getting some noise. Yeah. Okay. So turmeric, it has all antioxidants, antibacterial things in it. So have a pinch of it, include it in all your meals, like a breakfast, lunch, dinner. Even if you're making chutney, it's okay. Just add a pinch of turmeric powder in your chutney. It's going to taste better. Okay. And have it in your milk. Okay. Then your garlic. In Indian cooking, we always use garlic. It has got good amount of allicin in it, which will help as an antifungal thing. So it will keep bacteria away from us. It also helps in improving your hair growth. If you're having hair fall issues, you can have 1 garlic pod. And if you have cholesterol issues, have 1 garlic pod raw at dinner. It's gonna smell bad, I know, but just have 1 pod at night, and it's going to help in reducing your blood cholesterol levels. And the last one is berries. We don't get fresh berries, but you can go for the dried berries, like dried cranberries, blueberries, raspberries. Just have 1 or 2 every day. If it is smaller ones like your blueberries, you can have 5 numbers a day. This will help in improving the antioxidants in your body. And again, you can stay away from disease condition. Your immunity is going to get improved. Superfoods. I've taken few complaints, few health issues which most of the people have. So I've put on few superfoods for it. The first one is weight loss. Green tea helps in weight loss because of its natural fat burning ability. And the next one is cinnamon. So have you people tasted cinnamon powder, raw powder, instead of adding it in your biryani or your pulao? Yes. So it has got cinnamaldehyde, which is going to control your blood sugar level. Okay, so again, it is a natural fat burner, which is going to help in weight loss. Constipation. People are not taking enough amount of water, no fiber intake in their diet, so they'll happily have constipation issue also. The first ingredient is chia seed. So these are the Faluda seeds, which is there in the Faluda, if you could relate to it. It will look somewhat like mustard, if you can see the picture. So you should add half a teaspoon of it in 1 glass of water. Let it be there for 5 to 10 minutes. It will swell up. And have that water during your workout, or even through your day, you can just have it. This will help in improving constipation. Your bowel movement will get improved. The next one is prunes, the dried prunes. Okay, this has it has a property which is going to help in improving your bowel movement, and it will improve the fecus output. So just have 2 at bedtime, or as soon as you wake up in the morning. Soak it in hot water if you're having it in the morning. In the evening, you can just soak it in normal water and have. So this will again help in improving constipation issue. Diabetes. Yes, so out of 10 people nowadays, 7 people are having diabetes issue, at least in the borderline. So the first one is fenugreek seed, we call it Vendayam. So just take 1 teaspoon of it, soak it in 1 glass of water at night, and have it in the morning as soon as you wake up, along with the seed, the glass of water along with the seed. This is going to help in bringing down your HbA1c. Okay. The next one is apple cider vinegar. This has the property of reducing the blood sugar level, increasing the insulin sensitivity, and also reducing the fat percentage. So just take 1 teaspoon of it, mix it in 200 ml of water, and have it half an hour before your lunch or dinner. If you feel it will not be, you will not be free to have it before lunch, have it before dinner. That is going to help you in reducing your blood sugar level and also your fat percentage. Next, hypertension, BP issues, your spinach, your all types of greens have the nitrate content in it, which is going to improve the blood pressure, the blood flow, and it will control the blood pressure issues. Okay? Yeah, and it also has good amount of iron and folic acid in it, which is going to help you in improving your hemoglobin level as well. The next one is beetroot. Beetroot is a superfood for sports kids because of the nitrate content. It helps in improving the oxygen carrying capacity and also the blood flow. How it is going to help the BP? Because blood pressure issue is also related to the nitrate content and the flow. So when you increase the oxygen carrying capacity in your body, eventually your blood pressure is going to get back to normal. So have beetroot salad at lunch, or have a thick beetroot juice every day before your workout, or like in the mid afternoon times. This will help in controlling your blood pressure. Next, stress. Beat your stress. So you have to eat something to beat your stress. What is that? The first ingredient is chamomile. Okay, chamomile tea. This is a dried flower which is available in the supermarkets and all. You can just get it. Just make it like the green tea. Boil the water, switch off the stove, and add 1 teaspoon of chamomile tea powder in it. The leaves, actually, the dried ones. Brew it for 5 to 10 minutes, filter it, and have it. This has the property of reducing the stress in your body. Okay, so when you're getting stressed, the cortisol levels are going to increase in your body, and you're going to store fat in your body. If you're looking for weight loss, if you're trying all diets, and if it's not working, it could be because of the stress. So try these ingredients and it's going to help you. The next one is sunflower seed. Females, especially the ones with PCOD issues or thyroid issues, sunflower is a miracle for them. It has got good amount of nutrients in it. So have 1 teaspoon of it like a snack. You can have it any time. Don't say I forgot in the morning, so I'm not going to have it throughout the day. You can have it at any time. Just 1 teaspoon, munch in, and that's going to reduce the stress. Next one is walnut. Just 1 walnut, only 1, not more than that. At bedtime, it will reduce the stress. Okay, so yeah, so those are the superfoods to reduce the stress. And now the gene test and blood test. Why was I constantly insisting on the blood parameters and gene test? Because, for example, your uric acid. People with high uric acid levels are supposed to take lower protein when compared to others. If you are going to take a lot of protein, lot of your non-veg items, your whey protein and all, your uric acid level will still go higher, and you will not be able to perform better in your day-to-day life. Your task will get affected. Same for your vitamin D. If your vitamin D is low, your weight loss will get affected, and your immunity will not be that great. If your calcium is low, your bones are not going to be that great. I'm getting some disturbance. Yeah, so if your calcium is going to be low, you are prone to osteoporosis issues. Your fractures might be very common. Just if you slip, your bones might fracture. So you have to do your blood test yearly once at least, and always keep a check on your blood sugar level, your renal profile, your cholesterol profile, and other things. Gene test, this is like an advanced nutrition. You will get to know everything about your body. It's like a nutrition horoscope. So the main parts are like your lactose and gluten. If you are lactose intolerant, like if you can't digest the enzyme which is present in the milk, if you are having the milk continuously, you might be having other gut related issues. You might be having constipation or frequent burping issues or gastritis, acidity. Anything related to your gut might be because of the lactose, and you might not be aware of it, and you might be having glasses of milk every day. Okay, so always get your gene test done. It's a one-time test, so get it done, know your results, and then plan your diet based on that. Okay, so always stay focused and give importance to your health, because what we are today is based on the health. If you are falling sick, definitely nobody is going to take care. And considering the COVID situation, we don't even have places in the hospitals. We don't have like facilities. We don't have beds in hospitals. So it's always better to take care of ourselves. Even if we are having beds and other things, the relatives and our surroundings are not going to take care of us. They are going to keep us away. So always give importance to your health first, then keep your family or your work and other things. It is always you. You are the best friend for your body. Okay. Yes, so I'm almost done. I'm open for question and answers. So if you have any doubts, or if you want a PPT, a copy of this PPT, you can send a message with your name and email ID to this number. Then I'll share the PPT with you. So the forum is open to the audience. So if you have any questions, you can ask.
Thank you very much, ma'am. To participants, now the floor is open for questions. You can unmute yourself and ask the question to Elakram ma'am. I see a lot of questions in the chat box also. So I request members to kindly unmute themselves one by one and ask the questions to Alakna ma'am.
Madam, what is the time for breakfast and dinner as well as for lunch?
Okay, first of all, before I'm going to the answer part, I would like to thank everybody in the team and all the participants for being really good audience and interactive audience. Thanks a lot. And thanks for Madras, if I'm telling the name wrongly, I'm so sorry. Madras Bar, I'm so sorry. Yeah. Thanks a lot. I'm so sorry, ma'am. I messed the name, I think. I'm so sorry. But yeah, thanks a lot for giving me this opportunity to speak with you all. Yes. Let's proceed with the questions. Yes, sir.
What is the time for the breakfast, lunch, as well as for the dinner?
Yes. So it's always better to finish your breakfast before 10 o'clock